Oshia te yo, so no shikumi wo. Boku no naka ni dare ga ira no. Eventually, I'm going to try to do the Unravel song, the Tokyo Ghoul. Or that, there's two songs by Iris Pressure I'm interested in doing, which I'll put links to in the description. That being said, let's find out what a siren looks like. That being said, something interesting to keep in mind is, well, I have played Sunflower Pie. It was the first introduction I had to this particular game world of Siren's Call. And then, of course, I played some Siren's Call, Lose Yourself in Siren's Call, which was a much earlier version of this game. We were well past the point at which it became blind again, hours and hours ago in this Let's Play. We left off right before we found out what a siren looks like. I would assume the journals that Oliver's written that the wisps in that story are sunflowers. And that the image of a siren might be the appearance that both Judith and Miss Lawrence had in the Sunflower Pie game. That of a take on the biblically accurate angel, as well as a human heart. But I'm sure there could be many more things. We've made many guesses at what is occurring. And what will happen. But I don't know, it's blind. But part of me also wonders, is the picture of a siren that Violet drew, is it a picture of Violet being dead? Are we inside her own mind? And Violet has been drawing a repressed emotion of when Violet died. Heck, I'll put a third link in the description. The first two will be some Ice Pressure songs I'm wanting to do. At least my attempt of a cover of, and of course those are German songs. And I started this off with a little line from the start of a Japanese song from the anime Tokyo Ghoul. But the third one will be an iceberg about a different visual novel that I more than likely will not be finishing, but heck, there's a visual novel called Ever 17. Comes out in about 3 days, though technically its original release was 2002. I think I'll pick it up. And in general, I think I'll try to stay focused on it and without, being as distracted as I tend to be. But, of course, if there's any games you want to see me focus on more, just let me know. Let me know that you want to see more of it. If you have suggestions, I'll keep them in mind. I'm glad for any suggestions, though no guarantees I'll play anything. One, I'm not rich, so I can't really buy every game I see. And two, no guarantees I'll play it, or even guarantees I'll finish it. But any positive encouragement is welcome. Greetings one and all to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. $70.3. Isolation. Huh. You guys can't see it in the recording, but I have a little text box here that says, "Oops, unexpected errors occurred. Uncaught type error cannot read properties of null, reading error. File engine.js something. Stack trace type error cannot read properties. Something C program sirens call. Did it crash?" It appears to have crashed. Well, that's inconvenient. Well, I'm gonna try closing the game. Nope, it's... Okay, works. It's just blank. And see a completely blank canvas. Huh. The sirens? They live on rocks in the underworld and attack us from there. They're strange, they're uncanny to behold. Is that what you were going for, Oliver? If so, did I do a good job? One, did you actually draw something, or am I just not able to see it? Is the world real? Are any of you real? Also, you're wearing glasses now. Also, your eyes are different. And your hair is definitively not purple. So you're originally a blonde. So... Huh. Yes, the jump scare of me making a screenshot. She's right. He was right. There's no one to blame then. It was all just fiction. And this is how things really are. Chaotic. Unfair. Selfish. No, that can't be true. That can't be how this works. There's always a reason for this kind of stuff. There has to be. Even if there's no hero, there's always a villain, right? There's always a villain. That's how it should be. That's how it is. That's how it always is. That's how it needs to be. Where should the ceremony be? Beach. But I really hate sand. Oh, so I have to do it in the... Why would you choose... There's no better option? Make it past Emma's encounter with a clear mind to complete Category 4. If you saw me turning into the villain, would you leave the same way? People skim over long poems. Say goodbye. You have one new message. First message. You know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, your eyes are kind of purple. And obviously Violet is technically your niece. So I don't know if Violet just looks similar to you because, you know, you're relatives, or if I was actually somehow seeing you drawing a picture in a room that I'm imagining as the beach. I don't know. What's done is done, so do whatever you want. You monster. A new gallery image. First human character. Unlocked by listening to all of the voicemails. Well, we are at a Category 5 hurricane. There's not much past a Category 5. Ice cream! Perception is everything. Investigate the house. Report card. After she got her acceptance letter, all Violet had to do to get into college was get her grades high enough to graduate. She missed a lot of stuff because of her seizures at the start of the semester, but at least now there was some hope. We spent so much of April helping her complete makeup work at Judah's house, all of us, even Ash and Andy. Nobody wanted Violet to be left behind, so we did everything we could to lift her up. A 1.5 GPA was enough to get her out of school, but we never expected her to do as well as she did. She got everything done, even all the stupid busy work from her electives. And she did it all without forcing herself to stay up late and trigger another seizure. She could graduate. She was able to graduate. She was able to graduate, so why? Inspect all areas of the house, even if it isn't yours. Concept art drawn. Oliver's Muse, Bristol. Might have looked like. Unlocked after investigating everything by this house during Category 5. Cool. Leave the house. Leave home. There's a whole lot of choices. I am the single flake of an eggshell that was left behind in her nest, bloody yolk still hanging off the wilting edge of your fingers. I am the flower that was never allowed to bloom. You like the way the ivory petals smell whenever they are ripped from the center. There was wax in your ears. You never heard my voice, and so there's not much I can do to make you see its worth, but your false sense of masculinity will turn you into driftwood someday. You'll yearn for when we both were children, for at least we were easy to please, and built of indestructible fire, but the definition of play changes. By now, you have learned how even reckless honesty can't erase your past mistakes, but a little water cleans everything. Soon there will be silence inside you, as thick as the stench of the bitumen and blood. You will not make it up to heaven. The beach, huh? So this is where you've been taking everybody to wash away their grief. Well, we're not going to be here long then, I'm afraid. The only thing that eats at me these days is that I didn't go for you sooner. That's honestly everything else I'm basically fine with. Maybe if you took me here a couple days ago, I would have given you some crap about how scared I was that you were leaving town. But now I feel silly for ever having worried about that in the first place. After all, if you actually wanted to leave, then you would have done so by now, obviously. Which means there's still something keeping you on Siren's Call, isn't there? My oh my, I do wonder what that could be. Hee? Well, don't you worry, you're a patient boy, so I'm sure you'll end up getting what you want in time. Until then, just relax and trust the chemicals. You are still on vacation after all, so why not act like it? 55. It's now or never. Note 2. I don't think I read Fulcrum 4. I think that was one of the newer poems. Yep. Gravitational collapse. Okay, I already read that one. Getting close to the end. I need to start writing again, don't I? And of course the writing was the thing that we, as Oliver, were doing to help us. We were writing a lot, and then once we got to the Violet part, we stopped writing briefly. Or at least have a few pages that are missing. And then 56, but then we skipped 57, 58. And then 60, 61, and of course... Last chance to move on, Judith. Last chance. There she is, waiting alone in her house like always. It's just us, right? Looks like it. Would you have it any other way? Are your parents ever coming home by any chance? There are no parents here, Oliver, haven't you noticed? There is only us. Us and whatever remains of summer vacation. So please, use this opportunity to make yourself comfortable. I do as I'm told, and I sit next to Judith on the couch. Her glossy coffee table is, of course, completely decked out. Freshly picked flowers, platters of powdered cookies, and a massive pitcher of sweet tea. A lavish display, as always. You really do go out, don't you? If you're going to do something, you may as well do it right. Wouldn't you agree? You know I didn't come here for you to butter me up, Judith. I came to say goodbye, that's it. No matter what's been said before, you're still my best friend, and this old life of ours deserves a proper send-off. But make no mistake, that's all this is. One last chance to say goodbye. Nothing more. This is it. This is the only thing left for me to do before I can leave this shitty town. After that, I'm home free. I can do this. I won't be swayed by pleasantries. I'll make my peace here, no matter what. Is this the part where we're supposed to fight? Then, after our throats are red and cracked from shouting, you rub my shoulders, kiss my cheek, and tell me everything will be okay. Is that what this is? No, it doesn't need to be like that. I don't need to fight you, Judith. We know each other well enough to avoid something like that. We can be amicable about this. It's just like you said, if we can do something right, then we may as well, you know? Judith closes her eyes for a moment and sighs. That meek little boy I met all those years ago in choir practice. You're nothing like him anymore, are you? And you're nothing like the nerdy girl who used to ramble on about chemical composition and rocket fuel. People change, Judy. It's fine. It's fine, huh? All right. If that's the case, you're in luck. We feel the same about this, then. Wait, really? Of course, today will be your christening, and nothing more. Judith pours me a glass of sweet tea, and places it gently in my hands. Afterwards, she cracks open a can of flavorless seltzer and raises it up. A toast to the future you want more than anything else. May the memory of our friendship be adequate fuel for your journey, a pyre burning all the way up to heaven itself. Judith chugs her beverage down with all the vigor and rage of a traitor queen on the day of her execution. I cannot help but imitate her and finish my entire glass in one gulp. Wow. The whole thing? You drink? That whole thing? You fucking drugged it. Jesus Christ. Of course. It's emblematic of my future, right? Seems appropriate to chug it down in one go. Here's the thing, though. You knew I would do that. You have no reason. You chugged... I mean, maybe you did it on impulse. But one, you saw me chugging it. You could have told me to stop at any point if you put something in there. That would mean possibly an overdose. Also, you know I'm very manipulative. The main point is I tend to imitate people, and I can be manipulated by that, especially in situations like this. You knew I'd copy you. Or at least that's something that's shouldn't have been a surprise that I would copy you. Okay, wow. Yep, I was not expecting that. Nope. Okay, that sounds sarcastic. I mean, it was a really, really big glass after all. Judith chews on her pointer finger for no discernible reason. So you put a drug in there that you expected me to take small sips of and eventually would take an effect, but I chugged it down. So I'm going to overdose on something. Also, you may have done it impulsively on an emotional whim, but you know that I'm not that hard to manipulate, and I tend to copy the people. So if you did a mannerism of chugging down a drink, I'm likely to copy you. So at a base level, you understand that that's the kind of person I am. Which I guess kind of sucks on my behalf and makes me sound really lame. That, oh, you're easily manipulated. And you tend to copy the mannerisms of the person you're around. You might want to lay down on those pillows over there, Oliver. Well, I mean, at least you're concerned about me possibly dying or hitting my head. But first, you should definitely hand me that. She snatches the glass out of my hand and dashes it over the kitchen. Boy, you always just take whatever you're given, huh? Don't you know that'll get you in trouble someday? You're my friend. I'm supposed to be able to trust you. A few seconds later, she comes back with a massive cup of tap water. Quick, drink all of this as fast as you can. Don't worry about spilling it. Just drink. Her tone is disturbingly frantic. So basically, you drugged me, but you didn't expect me to chug the fucking drink. And now you're like, okay, you just wanted to drug me a little bit. But now you're worried that, oh crap, I drink so much of it, I'm going to die. And you're like, oh shit, I don't want him to die. Both of those things are bad, by the way. So, Judith, just drink the water. Stop looking at me and drink. Please. I gulp the water down as fast as I can. It's a little difficult for some reason, but I managed to finish all of it. Okay, good. Lie down now. Okay, I mean, here's the thing. If you drugged me, wouldn't a better course of action have been to get me to start to vomit? To try to get it out of my system? I mean, it hasn't been in there long enough for me to digest anything, so whatever it is, I mean, there shouldn't be anything that would take an effect that quickly. I do as I'm told, but as my head lowers itself onto the pillow... dizzy. Really dizzy. Judy? What's happening to me? You gave me fucking... dimethyltryptamine, mostly. Along with a few other things to make sure your dream is nice. Make sure the dream is nice. What would make the dream nice? What? Hard to think. Am I dying? No, you're not dying. I'm only doing my job and giving you some more time to think about what you want. After all, the time travel might not be possible, but time dilation sure as hell is. So try and make the most of what's about to happen, okay? Time? I don't want time. Leave. I want to leave. You don't know what you want, Oliver.